Brought to you by...
Of all the urban legends to be told and retold again and again, there are few more recognizable than the story of Bloody Mary. One would think that in its infamy, that it would be taking its rightful place among the many legends adapted into this franchise. We last left off on a film with the tagline, "Legends Never Die." However, this installment went ahead to prove exactly the opposite, planting this franchise into a very early grave. Hello friends, we have reached the end of a franchise that I feel was cut far too short. Sure, this one couldn't have gone on forever. I mean, there are only a finite number of legends that could be covered under a slasher genre, but we probably could have squeezed another decapitation or two out of it. Unfortunately, a decision was made to twist the tales into a more overly supernatural state, to reflect the story of one of the most infamous urban legends that to this day is discussed and joked about among slumber parties and around campfires. I'm talking, of course, about Bloody Mary. First of all, that title alone looks like it was made by a first-timer in Microsoft Movie Maker. However, this may have been some kind of attempt to help it fit in with the 70s aesthetic of the opening flashback scene. Which takes us back to a homecoming night dare that turns into a runaway nightmare for a trio of high school friends who unleash an evil spirit. Everyone knows the legend of Bloody Mary, but when three high school friends jokingly recite an ancient incantation for what they believe to be a harmless prank, a vengeful spirit is unleashed and their fate is sealed. Later abducted by a group of intimidating high school jocks, the trio is soon rescued, only to bear witness as their tormentors one by one fall prey to a deadly but unseen menace. Could it be their imagination, or could the spirit of Bloody Mary truly have returned from the grave? Coming from Mary Lambert, the director of Pet Sematary, one would think they were in for a treat here. But stay tuned, you are actually in for a shit show. I will say that she did a hell of a job with the opening few moments. This flashback sequence captures the look and feel of a 70s horror film quite well, with accurate lighting, traditional cinematography, slightly over the simplified performances, and a grainy shot-on-film look, which kind of makes me wish the whole film had kept to this aesthetic. Unfortunately, everything that follows is no better than a dumpster fire. This time around, we don't have a film cluttered with well-known faces to fall back on. Many of the cast members don't go on to lead very prominent careers, outside of Kate Mara and Ed Marinara, who I personally can't see as anything but the overly aggressive sexed-up coach Marty Daniels from Blue Mountain State. The worst of it comes from the fact that every performance throughout this one feels completely phoned in, never providing a memorable moment across its runtime. The majority of this film is captured in an overly bland, almost 90s TV drama style, looking sort of like a hyper-extended Goosebumps episode. The makeup effects for both the kill scenes and Bloody Mary herself are overly simplistic and under-effective, feeling like the effects artists on this only had prior experience working makeup tents at local haunts. The death scenes, the whole reason we watch this schlock, from start to finish, are more than half-assed. Many of them don't take the time to make any real sense. For example, we get a kid who gets roasted inside a tanning bed on high, which we cut away from, of course, wouldn't want to actually show us something, and then I'm supposed to believe that in his flesh-melting pain that no blood got anywhere on the machine around his charred remains. On top of that, a handful of others are augmented with abysmally bad CGI that looks incredibly unfinished. Go fuck yourself. This was a film that honestly got harder and harder to watch the longer the plot progressed, and not at all in a good way. I think my biggest problem was in its pacing. There was something very off about the whole thing that made me feel as though I was watching it for several hours longer than I actually was, which made every subsequent scene unbearable to sit through. I will give it that, in theory, taking this series into a realm of supernatural did afford them with some more opportunities to include some more wildly over-the-top myths. However, I personally feel that it was the wrong move. To me, this was a fairly healthy slasher franchise, one of the better to emerge from the 90s revival. They could have easily continued on making needless slayfests for a few more years and made small profits from them. However, it felt like someone chose to push this series off a cliff in an attempt to make sure it could never recover. I'm giving Urban Legend Bloody Mary a fucking F. This franchise was on a decent track, a solid B average before erupting into flames during its junior outing. Honestly, I wish we could have gotten more from the Urban Legend series, and I'm kind of surprised that in the era of remakes and reboots, we have not seen it reemerge in some form. Who knows, maybe we still will. After all, they did say that legends never die. Before we wrap up, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about today's sponsor, Fiverr. Do you need some help with a creative project, but you just don't know how to find the right person to fit your specific needs? Well, look no further than Fiverr. Fiverr is the world's largest marketplace for online services, allowing entrepreneurs and business owners to make their business better, stay on budget, and get things done in just a click. Fiverr is a unique marketplace with one of the highest conversion rates in the industry. Fiverr is the home for digital, creative, and professional services, providing a one-stop shop for millions of digital services. Currently, Fiverr lists more than 3 million services on its site. Among these services are IT helpers, sound editors, graphic services, video professionals, writers and translators, business consultants, web developers, and many more. This wide range of services includes over 150 categories, giving you the power to work with a wide range of audiences. And let's not forget the Fiverr Pro option. Fiverr Pro gives buyers instant access to hand-vetted professional freelancers and also includes VIP customer support, one-click convenience, affordable prices, and secure communications and transactions. It's time that you find the right people to get that dream project off the ground with Fiverr. But that's all for today, friends. If you are enjoying the content so far and want to help us keep bringing new types of videos for you to enjoy, please consider supporting ETF on Patreon, where every pledge goes right back into the channel to help us with upgrading equipment, maintaining our software, and checking out new flicks to discuss here. If you want to see more videos like these, feel free to let us know down below or give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will catch you all next time. Thanks for watching.